Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about One Piece, chapter 942, and holy crap, this was a great chapter. There comes a time when your opinion of a character maybe doesn't do a 180, but maybe does a 90-degree change, flip, whatever. Okay, so Tonoyasu, or in this case, Lord Yasuie, so he's a real badass. He is really, really cool. In this chapter, we get to see some backflashes of him talking to Oden, and he is really different compared to how he was 20 years prior. Actually, 20 plus years at that point, because I don't think Oden wasn't even Shogun, or like he wasn't even like the head yet at that point. So really, this is like 20 plus years ago. And Yasuie is really, really crazy. While in, like, the present day, he's this smiley, crazy dude that's, like, all joy and happiness. Back in the day, he was real serious, and, like, he was getting some stuff done. And he was even, like, berating Oden for not doing his job correctly. And just, like, not being the next ruler apparent correctly. And Oden was just kind of shrugging it off. He had been not exiled, but like kicked out of the capital, and it was basically just like blowing it off. Meanwhile, you got Yasuie here. He's like, hey, you realize that your dad did that because he wants to teach you a lesson, and that you are still gonna be the next like ruler. Come on, get your stuff together. And as long as we're talking about Oden, I just want to say I do like that he's kind of a busta. He's kind of that like he's got a little bit of that air of like he is the heir apparent. He's the next in line to be the ruler, but he's kind of a lazy schmuck and just kind of wants to do his own thing. And I kind of like that kind of trope of like, oh, the next in line is just kind of like, he's just a goofy dude trying to do his own thing. He wants to do whatever. So I kind of like that. One thing I do not care for, and they did this, Oda does this, I think, a lot, but like, he does this a lot throughout the series as a whole, but it's very apparent, at least the most recent time that he's done this is the Green Bull. We have not seen what Green Bull looks like, and that's because he like basically just silhouettes them out. And he did the same for Oden, and honestly, that's fine. However, he does this in a way that like is really jarring. It's like, it's really weird to see Yasuie in this situation just like fully lit. You could see all the details. He's doing whatever. And then you have Oden, who is just a black figure. And it doesn't make any sense because there's no shading. There's no, he's not in a corner off to the side or anything really. He's right there with Yasuie. Why would Yasuie be full in view and Oden not? Clearly, it's just because Oda doesn't want us to see Oden's face and what he looks like, but like, come up with a better way of doing it than just basically redacting him out of the image. Like, it's basically just a black spot on the image. There's got to be a better way. So that is a backflash to the past of where we kind of get a little bit of an connection between Yasuie and Oden, but during the present, he's strung up. He's getting ready for an execution of himself anyways, and he gives a really baller speech. He is just riffing off. He's digging into Orochi and Kaido. He's inspiring all of these people around him. Tonoyasu, my god. Dude, I didn't particularly not care for him, but he was kind of like, I didn't care. Like, it was whatever. He was a character. He showed up a few times here and there. I did not expect him to be so important, and it's just crazy. Meanwhile, you've got Orochi, who is listening to this entire speech and getting more and more pissed. He is angry. He's in a palanquin heading towards the execution site, and is just like, we gotta get there. We gotta stop him. I am angry as hell, and you know what? I love it. I personally love that he's just getting dug into. He was already set up as this kind of like self-conscious person that like really didn't like any kind of criticism because he clearly has got some inner demons to deal with. So having somebody who is on an execution block just ripping into him and digging around and making him look like an idiot is probably not the best for him. Tonoyasu is a really smart guy, by the way. He is in addition to just digging into Orochi and inspiring all these people around him, he's also like setting up some lies within lies and doing like kind of messing up the whole situation for Orochi's government. So first of all, he basically lied about being that thief in the capital, which kind of seemed about right because he was never like anywhere near the capital during this whole situation as far as we've known him. So it's like, when could that have possibly been? And so he admits that he had lied about being that thief, so there is still a thief out there. I don't know whether they'll be important or not. I don't know. But like, he basically uses that lie, that real lie, as a setup to him fake lying. Or him lying about a lie, lying about the truth, I guess, in a sense. So he takes credit for all of the flyers that are out in the open with the symbol of Kozuki's return and whatnot, and basically says, you guys like jailed a bunch of people that just happen to have a moon symbol on their ankles, and that makes them all at least seemingly look like idiots because they're like locking these people up for something that he's claiming it was a practical joke. And that's genius, because now going forward, Orochi and his men will think that it's just like, well, was Orochi just being like paranoid and there was nothing really to be feared, or what's going on here? And presumably they'll have to maybe let all the people out, which will be against their greater good, because it's like, really, these people are still actually on the side of the Kozukis. So it's kind of like a lie covering up the truth, and it's some really crazy stuff. So really only the people that are in the know about the whole flyer situation see exactly what's going on, and that he's covering it up so that maybe their plan isn't fully unraveled and they can still move forward with some semblance of organization. Which is really noble. Like, he's really smart. As far as he like comes off, he kind of comes off as like this like dumb guy. He's smiling, blah 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 blah. But Tonoyasu is just really smart. Yasuie, whatever his name is, however you want to call him, he is a really smart guy that has thought ahead and knows exactly what's coming for him. And oh boy, does he go out in, I hate to say it, a bang. Orochi finally makes it to the execution site and just literally puts some lead into him. He says he's gonna do it, and he does. Orochi shoots up Yasuie just as his speech is ending, and you know what? This whole situation is really messed up. It would be one thing if Otoko was not around, which she was. Somehow they made really good time. I don't know how far away they really were, but like, they made it to the town in time for her to see her own father getting shot up, which is really messed up, especially for like One Piece, where it's like, yeah, some really dark stuff kind of happens occasionally, but like, she's this little girl and now she's seeing her father just getting like destroyed. It's pretty messed up. So I feel really, really bad for her. I'm sure that, assuming Yasuie stays dead, which honestly, I hate to say it, but he kind of needs to stay dead for him, for everything he's done to be meaningful. Even if like everything kind of goes relatively according to plan now and he turns out alive, it'll still kind of be weird and whatever. Unfortunately, I feel like he needs to stay dead, and that's something that like you don't see a whole lot in One Piece. Not many people die in One Piece, and when they do, it's usually in a big fashion, so this is a pretty big thing. So I gotta say he's probably staying dead. With that in mind, I do think that Otoko will kind of join Hiyori once everything kind of settles, and they'll probably just, maybe Hiyori becomes really the next empress of Wano, and Otoko kind of joins her and Momonosuke, and they kind of just become a big happy family. And I'm sure Tama will be there too, because it seems like Tama's really hitting it off with Momonosuke, so I sense sparks. In any event, so Yasuie's been shot, he falls to the ground, he's essentially dead. If he's not already dead, he is dying, and it does not look good for him. Meanwhile, you have all the people that were around him that were like rallying behind his words. They're all laughing their faces off, and they're like also really crying though. They're shouting out that Lord Yasui's dead, and it's really kind of like this weird situation, and Zoro is not having it because he's seeing them all like laughing and whatnot. but it's not their fault. We already knew that these townspeople had something weird going on with them, especially with, like, Tonoyasu being super smiley and Tama. We always knew that she had a quirk and, like, a little tick going on. But it seems like there's something a bit more going on here. So, while they're all laughing, technically, really they're all crying, and they're all, like, freaking out, and they're all terribly sad. And we end up getting some really spicy news, just a hint of spice anyways, and it's really kind of interesting situation here. Hiyori stops Zoro from getting angry and is like, listen, all these people are crying their eyes out, they might be laughing on the outside, but that's not their fault. They actually cannot express themselves in any other way, and it's because of the smile fruits. So that brings me so many questions. So, first of all, is this the doing of a Smile Fruit user specifically, or is it some kind of byproduct of these Smile Fruits as a whole? Is the reason why they're called Smile Fruits because they do some weird stuff to people that are around the production of them? Clearly, these poor people have had their other expressions stolen, and she specifically says that they were taken away from them, other than the smiling and happy expressions. So, something is up here other than just, oh, they're all weird. The Smile Fruits now have a specific pivotal role in these town people having some really weird tics. This chapter really just ended like on the biggest, like, it's not even like a full cliffhanger. It's not like suddenly a dun kind of thing, but like the entire chapter itself was a cliffhanger in a sense. One giant cliff, everybody's heading off of it, and only time will tell how things are going to settle. One thing is for sure, though, the entire speech that Yasuie gave really riled people up, and him dying specifically is going to make this so bad for Orochi and Kaido, because think about it this way. Okay, so let's say, like, in some weird twist, because I think Orochi's still going to be a little bit off about this, as far as the releasing of all the people that they captured. I feel like he probably wouldn't want them to do it, but let's say they all do get out in some way. So they have those people, all the people that were getting recruited anyways for the Onigashima attack. Then they have the entire prison that Luffy's in, who clearly all those people have a vendetta against Orochi and Kaido, so they're all going to join. Plus, you have the Straw Hats, and you have the Heart Pirates, and you have the Minks coming on. Kaido and Orochi have got a lot of people coming at them at this point. And it was one thing for them to have, like, a set army. It's like the Kozuki clan people coming at them, and the people that really, like, want to take back the country. But now they're really, like, they have a whole section of Wano that are, like, rallied against them via Tonoyasu's speech, and this is just, like, really crazy. I really like this chapter a lot, and I really like Yasuie, Tonoyasu, whatever you want to call him. I like him a lot more, and it's a shame that he is essentially dead, unless Oda pulls some stuff and he's not really dead, which I really think would be ill-advised, but I think I like him a lot, regardless of whether he's dead or not. So crazy chapter. I enjoyed it a lot, but let me know what you guys thought down below in the comments section. And if you liked this video, make sure to leave a like. I would greatly appreciate it. It lets me know that you did enjoy it. And if you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell, because then you'll see all kinds of notifications when I upload. I will see you guys in another episode of me talking about stuff. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye-bye!